EmpowerED, a collaboration between the Zank Youth Programs, the Flying Object Initiative for Young Writers, and the Ann Arbor Area Community Foundation, proudly presents To Be Determined, a creative podcast project by high school students for high school students. Curated by young writers, this intimate collection of poetry, stories, and interviews dives into the quiet and loud moments of life, inspired by voices like Marcelo Hernandez Castillo, Jericho Brown, Nate Marshall, Tim Seibles, and more. Join us as we explore the power of words and storytelling, bridging the gap between oral traditions and the digital age.
This poem is called 7/4. Keep it irregular. Grab your pans, bang them together, make it, top the charts with pieces of songs no one wants. Trash chords, scatter that shit on their daisies. They'll push fake carnations in your face, stomp them to dirt, wipe your joy on a bullet, force them to hear their hubris. Don't let them save you, don't cry. Forked tongues lie in fours, through fake teeth, slithering strings of traps through cracked lips. Maybe even 8s or 6s, basic things, unlucky numbers. Traps laid to be normal, to make the fall expected, start climbing. We learn to live with constants, alter the unchangeable, and sing to me in 7s. Sharpened teeth tell lies in 3s. They come from demons who steal far more than our souls, our lives. Get your money back at long last like they promised. Discard coupons, long receipts, walk your dog with them. Sick 'em on the man who has you by the head, grab his heart right back. Attack. Don't let him save you. Don't cry. The revolution comes in odd patterns. 5s and 15s. Uncountable. Protected. The heartbeat rapid thumping pulse individual yet undivided. Unpracticed. The sense of rhythm tyrants may never possess. Shadows supply the air. Breathe in spite and sing to me in 7s. Forked tongues still lie in 4s. We'll keep that time consistent as long as they can keep you used to it. Jump the gun a bit. Trip them up with half a beat here and there. Skip across bar lines, repeat signs. Tell that sharp 5 it does whatever you tell it. Control the meter, the means. Don't let them back at your throat. With instruments in our hands, we'll never suffer standards again. So disarm them. Cut the mic. Cut your ties. And twist. String yourselves together with frayed strands. Stand out forever. Music is for the moment, and every moment is ours. Now, don't cry, world. We can win. Just sing to me in 7s.
Yeah. Tell the folks your name.
Reese Taylor.
Are you a musician?
I am a musician.
Dope. Do you write music?
I don't write music, but I do feel a very strong connection to music because I grew up around music a lot of the time. Both my parents did some music things, my mom mostly. But yeah, I just feel music is very important to me.
Awesome. What's your instrument? Do you play an instrument or do you sing?
I play an instrument. I play drums.
Awesome. Dope. Because the what you wrote, it's dope poem. It's very descriptive. I loved your descriptive language. It was very punctual. Can I ask what motivated you to write said poem?
So I'm in jazz at community high school, and one of the songs that we're doing for our next concert is in 7. And I was thinking about 7/4, which is it's a really interesting time signature. And I was thinking about how irregular it is. And I thought about that a little bit in the context of the world. We start getting set in these regular patterns. So I compared how normal we think the world is, how we feel like the world is, to 4. And this poem is a bit of a call to action to be different, be in 7 instead of 4.
Awesome. I do have a choir background, classical. I just want to ask so obviously 4 is simple enough, but I don't know 7. Can you show me?
I don't know 7 either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just know how to play in 7, so.
Dope. Awesome. All right, I want to hear that for sure. Thank you.
My name is Gwen Galvin, and this is my poem. It doesn't have a name. He told me I was ill when he called me a dyke, his tongue flicking at me with an air of disgust. He shoved a cracked mirror into my hands and told me that was my reflection. Shattered and warped. Different. The wrong people learned, and the right people turned away in pity. The blood from my nose raising its crimson red flag warned me I didn't get to live here. I had to survive here. I had to know that a punch in the gut should be taken with ease, to keep the words they stabbed through me inside to stop the bleeding. Don't open your mouth, for they'll wait to shove the words back in it. Stay quiet and sit down. 3 years is a long time to wait, when your aching bones are begging for solace.
Hey yo, it's Chauncey. I'm here with Gwen. Gwen is a writer. Thank you. Gwen is a writer in Mr. Class's class. What grade are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
Dope stuff. How long have you been writing? All 4 years? How long have you been writing?
I've been writing for a long time. It was kind of the original outlet that I had before I started getting into other sort of art. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing it for a long time.
Oh, dope. You give very artsy vibes going on. I like the glasses. I like the fit, dungarees, the kicks. I don't think the camera can see the kicks. Can you go like this, please? Thank you. Very colorful. Is your writing as colorful as your outfits? As I say, are they detailed? And what is your artistic expression when it comes to art? When it comes to writing.
I mean, mostly for writing, it's very a way to get out my emotions. It's a way to get out things that I can't put into any other way besides a sort of metaphor.
Yeah, understandable. What's your favorite line?
My favorite line?
Yeah.
Just ever?
Yeah, that you've written.
That I've written?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That feels impossible. I don't know. That feels tough.
I heard you just spit, and it was dope.
Hey, thanks.
And okay, so let's just go off what you just wrote, or favorite. I wouldn't say favorite piece because maybe it's one line is difficult, but bodies of work, I think that's a little bit easier.
Yeah, I have a poem that I wrote called "Of Pine Trees and a Crippling Self-Awareness," and that's probably my favorite poem that I've ever written.
Dope. Happy to hear it.
Hi, I'm Leo Walensky, and this poem is titled "Wanna Hear a Story." From out of the womb until you're in the tomb, all they see on your grave is a dash. So let the moment last. Fuck it and go have a blast. Wait for a chance to seize the moment. Just go feel it and own it. Don't need other variables. Be your own exponent. Stay true to you, and looking back, you'll know you haven't blown it. Even if you gotta ride solo, live life like YOLO, just like my hobbit Frodo from Lord of the Rings. Be your own king. But remember the dash. No matter how big your splash is on the world, the amount of cash that swirled around your name or the fame that came from it, all we see on the gravestone is 2 numbers and a dash. The rest is unknown. So get that flight to China, a sight that could define a life. Your lazy labor making it a long night. Looking back, tell your kids about that sublime time, maybe when you were in your prime, college, middle, or high school. Not a rule you'd follow, not a tool to the cool kids. And if you were, we've all been a fool before. That's some bad fuel in the tank. All the famous people ever, no matter how great or clever, their graves don't say what they've done, what they've become. They're just bones buried in a box, left to rot without a second thought. So go out and fill your tank full of experiences that pull people into the story. Don't worry about his story or her story. Just go out and find your own glory. Make memories you'll remember until the day you pass away. The ones your kids might convey to their kids one day saying, hey, want to hear a story?
All right, what up, though, y'all? I'm Shane Collins. It's my guy, Leo Walensky. Yeah. Leo, I really love the piece that you shared earlier, and came from a place of strength, it seemed like. How long have you been writing?
I started writing in Mr. Cass's 10th grade English, and then I've taken his creative writing for the last 2 years.
So you're a senior now?
Yeah, I'm a senior now, so
Okay.
This is the 3rd year that I've been writing.
Okay, and tell me about what inspires you to write or to continue writing since you've been in the classes since sophomore year.
I mean, I think the thing that keeps me writing is it's the way I convey my emotions, because during COVID, it was kind of hard for me to express my emotions, and I kind of do that through writing now. It's if I'm feeling something or I'm stressed about something, I'll write about that, and that's how I'm able to get my emotions out.
Do you see writing being more than just an emotional outlet for you in your future, perhaps?
I mean, I potentially I plan on taking a few creative writing classes in college, definitely. And it's not something I'm going to say no to, but I have no idea what's out there for me in writing. So.
There it is. That's Leo.
Hello, my name is Lauren Robert, and I'll be reading a poem I just wrote a couple minutes ago named My Life as a Sitcom. In some shape or form, my life does feel like a sitcom. When I had found out I had epilepsy, everyone on the TV witnessed me laughing. When I realized I probably wasn't ever going to college, I could hear the laugh track being played. And when I learned being delusional won't get me anywhere in life, everyone in the room responded with, dun dun dun. But it's okay, since my life is a sitcom, that means I shouldn't take any of this seriously, right? Maybe this means this all isn't real, and I can just wake up the next day and forget about all of this writing, like I usually do.
Okay, so dope poem. Congratulations for writing the dope poem.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people do this. Me personally, I struggle with being like vulnerable. That's like a very it's a vulnerable spot, like epilepsy, and people like laughing at you for it. That's not cool, quote unquote. It's not. They can't feel like the best, So it's like, what brings you what gives you the courage to be vulnerable,
About my epilepsy?
Yeah, for in a general sense.
Well,
I want to know about the epilepsy personally, but you can branch off if you like.
Well, not really sure. I guess ever since I was diagnosed with epilepsy, I've met other people with epilepsy, and I've kind of gotten used to that. But also, I kind of learned I shouldn't really be ashamed of it because, I see epilepsy more as an inconvenience. I can't take a test the next day, or I forget what happened the day before.
Okay,
I see it as an inconvenience personally. But yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm Stephen Gadair. Mart's Mammal Madness. It hits me hard while others just instantly take it, like a spider from Minecraft hit with a Bane of Arthropod sword. It's sad that others don't see that in a fight between mammals, the crab wins, clamps that sword, and breaks it down, sends the player right back to the spawn point. The crab is a king, divine right making him win, beat whatever it faces, be it the elephant or the sperm whale. This bonny little crab, losing his battle is a revolution, one where I am a loyalist. So perhaps the problem is me, and I need to take a word from that crab and shed my shell.
Hello, I'm just forgetting your name. Can you let me know?
Stephen Gadair.
Stephen Goudet, dope name. I love that name. You're very tall, sir.
Aspirational.
Okay. I heard. First of all, let's start here. Motivation for writing said poem.
Well, in freshman year of high school, we watched Mart's Mammal Madness, where mammals and other things that weren't mammals were fighting each other, and we had to speculate on who wins. There was a crab that I really liked, so I said it would win, and it didn't win.
Oh wow.
It made me really sad.
Okay, understandable. I enjoyed the ending of your poem in which you were speaking of shedding the shell. I think you said.
Yeah.
Are there any moments that you feel as though you shed it, you grew out of your shell?
I feel like for me that kind of represented me realizing that it's kind of stupid to say that a crab can beat a sperm whale in a fight.
Okay. That's all I got. Thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you.
My poem is called Echoes of Regret. The words I spilled without cleaning up made you bleed invisible wounds. I wish I could have cleaned up the wounds when I did. Maybe then I could have saved all the blood you lost. But now you've slipped out of my reach, like the vision of you dissolving at dawn. And I search for you in the morning mist, only to know you are forever gone.
Hello. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my name's Lauren Robert.
Type. Dope poem. Inspiration.
Well, online before, I asked someone a question which offended them a lot. And that kind of was like, dang, I should kind of watch what I say.
Yeah.
And that reminded me a whole lot of middle school when people would say rude stuff about me as a joke.
Mm.
And I was in a really bad place at the time. So I wrote that poem in inspiration, basically.
Okay, dope. Can I ask what you say?
What?
Do you mind being vulnerable
Yeah.
enough? What did you say in that moment?
What I say in the moment?
Yeah,
Oh,
like that you know made that person feel, you know.
I asked them why they take forever asking questions. That's why. And they were really upset with that.
Oh my goodness, understood. Dope poll.
Thank you.
Do you plan on like taking me anywhere?
Probably. I showed it to my mom, and she was like, "I think it's done, but I don't know if it's fully done yet. I'll see if more inspiration comes later.
Understandable.
How to finish it."
All right, thank you, Lauren. Okay, we got Ashanti Campbell interviewing Leonidas Konars right here.
Leonidas. So your poetry. How long have you been writing? I want to ask that first, honestly.
I have not been writing for very long. This class is kind of what made me start writing, and you know, I've loved it ever since.
Dope shit. Dope shit. So basically, something I struggle with often is content, right? So like you know you're gonna find something new every poem, but I want to know it's like what motivates you? Like what's like a very consistent topic that you write about throughout all your poems?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in my family, you know, and on any given day. So that's a very good source of inspiration for me. Another thing that is consistently something that I'm interested in is music. I try to include a lot of musical themes in my in my poetry. You know, I make music, so
That's
very
poetry.
good. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good. All right.
My name is Blake Lancaster, and my poem is DNF. A DNF is one of those dreadful things to hear. I practiced for months to ski down a hill, but one small mistake and my race is over. With that training feeling like it was not worth it. A DNF is when your race is over and you have no second chance, when your hopes fall out of reach. It is when all hope feels lost and you wish you could go back, but you know you can't, so you regret. A DNF is never the end, though, as a setback of the future ahead. It is a job rejected from or a test failed, but you use it to learn and bounce back stronger than ever. So next race, you can glide as fast as you can and be the best you can.
Yeah.
Can you reintroduce yourself for me, please? I know it's Blake. What's your last name?
Lancaster. Blake Lancaster.
Dope. Awesome. Lovely poem. First and foremost, motivation for writing said poem.
I just thought that, like, if I ever get a DNF, like, I'm always just so mad at myself for it. And I just, like, the rest of the day is just, like, I just feel so mad at myself. But, like, I have to realize that I have more opportunities to show myself. And it's, like, I can learn from this mistake and push forward, yeah.
DNF, what is a DNF?
A DNF is a did not finish. It means you fell in your ski race. And, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you skied?
Yeah.
How long have you skied?
I've been skiing for a while. Like, I've been doing ski racing since I was like 8 or 9. And I've just been skiing since I was like 5. Because my dad was also a big ski racer. He did in high school.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Is skiing your thing, or like over poetry, like poetry or skiing? That's like, what do you prefer?
Maybe skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid. Do you like present your poetry in front of anybody?
No.
Valid. This is for you.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Yep.
Dylan Moore. 3, 2, 1.
In 2023, my grandfather died from cancer. My dad was there when it happened. I thought he'd be crying all day, but he sent me a crossword puzzle question, and I told him the answer. I was set to babysit my cousin that day, but my aunt said that I could cancel. I assured her I was okay. I thought I was. It took my mind off of everything until it hit me, and I called my dad. His voice sounded tired and sad. He said he was okay, but that's what I said too. I cried, but not just because I was sad, but because I was scared. On the way home, my dad could crash his car, and he'd be dead too. Then I'd be sad for a long time. My voice would be sad. I'd be tired. I couldn't handle it. My brother saw me cry. It made him cry. I need to be strong for them like my dad was for me, so I wouldn't be sad. I told him about a scene in The Office where they sang the blues to cheer themselves up. It worked. My cousin and my mom were there. I had some ice cream. We watched some TV. I was okay, just like I knew my dad would be too.
Hey yo, Ashanti Campbell. I'm here with Dylan Moore. Just read this dope poem that you guys have heard. Can you tell me a bit about what motivated you to write said poem? I know you just had a prompt, right?
Yeah, it was a prompt about kind of like what you do to get your mind off things, and I put my own little twist on it. Kind of talked about like how I could kind of handle death in the family.
Okay.
Like that was in the poem too a little bit, and how it was like scary for me, but it was also fine in the end. So
awesome. I know it's a big responsibility, you know, being a young man. It's like having to be all like Macho Man Randy Savage about things. It's like especially like if someone passed. I do apologize if I didn't hear it correctly, but I feel as though someone passed and you're in your poem.
Yeah.
Okay. So during this moment, and you felt like you had to be like you know, strong for your family, and that's what's up. That's dope.
Yeah.
I ask, your father, having being strong for your father, is that not like how was that moment for you?
Well, I think my father was really strong for me, and it was like if I had heard him crying on the phone, which is very obvious that he was really sad, I probably would have been like even more broken down, and it probably would have made things way worse.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to follow in his footsteps a little bit, just to like help everyone else. I think my dad's really courageous for that.
Dope. Shout out Dad.
Lauren Robert. 3, 2, 1.
If you ever glimpse at me, you'd turn away. If my name crossed your lips, you'd recount all the reasons why you despise me. If you cradled my heart, you'd shattered it without a second thought. Yet I am entranced by the madness of it all. I am consumed by the mystery of your actions, obsessed with your understanding your need to do so, and internally bewildered by your capacity for such cruelty, with or without the knowledge of my unspoken feelings.
Ashanti Campbell, Lauren Robert, you've heard the poem. I want to know who you talking about.
I wrote this like last year or one year ago. It was the same person I actually wrote about today about hating me. So that's the sad part. But first, this looking back, okay, when I wrote this, I didn't think it was in a romance way, but looking back now, it does kind of seem like that way. So, but hey, take it any way you want.
Dope. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Stephen Gadare in 3, 2, 1.
My great uncle David died Friday. I had already told my friends in theater I'd be going to their show. I wasn't available for the other 3 showings. I felt awful before, for the death of my uncle David and the cold, because I had stood outside a while with Finn and Swarnham before I knew I'd be walking home. I'm really glad I went. I thought I'd be fighting to enjoy it, but I liked seeing the lead, the friend I sit with every Sunday for the Fossils event in Science Olympiad, act when I'd never seen her do it before. I liked seeing the senior in choir, who more than anyone keeps us holding to the joy of singing, play a part where he didn't sing, only talked, in words that came out more beautiful than any song I've ever heard him sing. I liked the friend who I knew from creative writing, as far as I know the only one who won't be gone come the junior year. I loved asking my friend who I couldn't convince to join creative writing why Wrinkle in Time had so much grooming, what she meant by the younger the better, with her hands reaching for a child, then learning of the one and only date she ever went on, with a boy who would later steal a forklift and hit 10 cars. I loved running to catch my friend on crew, then walking and talking with her. I loved watching the wrestling match with my friend who was in the ensemble. I went there assuming that I'd be going there, ignoring the death of my uncle, because I needed to support them, as I told them I would. I found that it was more them supporting me.
Thank you for listening to the poem. Okay. Dope poem. What's your favorite part of said poem?
I think my favorite line is probably the one about the friend in choir, because I think it's probably the best line I wrote.
You said the friend in choir?
Yeah.
Okay. The best line, can you reiterate, can you read that line for me? And like, why is it the best line for you?
Yeah, it was, I liked seeing the senior in choir, who more than anyone keeps us holding to the joy of singing, play a part where he didn't sing, only talked, in words that came out more beautiful than any song he'd ever sung. I think that that's a relatively, no, not relatively, just a really good line, especially compared to the rest of the piece, which I think is good, but I don't think it's quite as good as that line was.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of what I learned for writing is to try to take the best line and make every line as good as that. Survivor rewrite this. That's probably going to be the best line in it.
Okay, that's a good goal for sure. From my perspective, like the ending, it's very triumphant. Like in the ending, like I liked the way you wrapped it up. It was enjoyable. Can you read that last sentence for me as well?
I actually didn't write the last sentence. I just I didn't finish writing, so I just came up with stuff then.
Okay. Oh, then I'm just thinking like maybe it was the beginning. That's what I'm thinking.
It was probably the beginning.
Yeah. Can you read the beginning for me one more time, please?
My great uncle died on Friday. I had already told my friends in theater I'd be going to their show. I wasn't available for the other showings. I felt awful before, for the death of David and the cold, because I had stood outside a while with Finn and Sworn before I knew I'd be walking home. There's a bit more that could be considered introduction, but I'm not really sure where it would end.
That's a bar. I like that. So when do you want to take it? You said you're going to finish it.
I'm probably going to finish it, honestly, as soon as I get home.
Okay.
Or maybe before.
Dope shit. Please, I want to hear that for sure. Thank you.
All right, this is Shane Collins with Ben Zazinski.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right, once again, back, Shane. It's my guy, Ben Zazinski. Yeah, with the Z. Don't forget the Z in there. Ben, the common thread between a lot of y'all is y'all were in Mr. Cass's class.
Yeah.
How long have you been writing?
I haven't really been writing seriously all that long. It was really Mr. Cass's class that pushed me towards that, but I think I've been writing on and off ever since middle school, really.
Okay, has it always been poetry or essays? Maybe, I don't know.
I do really like writing music.
Awesome.
And for me, it's the music and also the poetry. It's kind of a combination of them.
So when you say writing music, are you talking about you're writing lyrics or you're like composing?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. And how do you feel that the poetry helps out with the music and maybe vice versa?
I feel that they're pretty much inseparable.
Yeah.
Because they're both a way of expressing yourself and trying to get the emotions out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're two sides of the same coin. Because honestly, through music, you can express a lot.
Totally agree.
But you can only express so much. And then that's when the words come in.
That's when the words come in. Good stuff. That's Ben.
Hello, my name's Lauren Robert, and what I'm going to be reading doesn't have a name, but I wrote it today. So, seeing yourself as your child can be either the most amazing thing or the most heartbreaking thing. Because you know the experience you went through, they'll be going through a very similar experience too. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Lauren, thank you. Lauren.
Europe is Shanti. I'm here with
Lauren Robert.
Dope. We talking. All right. I really want to know. Okay, so it's a common thread to get like we want the reader to feel like our emotions through our piece, right? So I want to know in moments in which you're consciously making that decision, if you consciously make that decision, what do you like how do you write? Like how do you convey your emotions on a piece of paper, you know?
Well, I used to just express my emotions by writing stories when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I still do that, but I'm very, I love reading and, writing my own quotes or lines. I do also do poetry, but I really feel, warm spot in my heart for quotes.
Dope. Dope. Quotes? Who do you like to quote?
Who would I like to quote?
Yeah, like artists that you've quoted.
I forgot how the exact quote goes, but I remember, in the book Coraline, it was when, the father was, Coraline was reciting a story that the father told her. It was basically saying, being brave isn't doing something that you don't know is what's going to happen. Being brave is doing something that you know the risk behind it, but you're still going to do it.
Understandable. That's dope. That's a good quote. Thank you for speaking with me.
And that's To Be Determined. Our Empowered High School's micro-podcast production, To Be Determined, has been brought to you by Dzank Books and Dzank Youth Programs, with the Flying Object Initiative for Young Writers and the Ann Arbor Area Community Foundation. Thank you for your support in making this program possible. And with our empowered poets, writers, readers, future leaders, and podcasters, Lauren Robert, Jaden Nunez Segundo, Jillian Cundiff, Blake Lancaster, Leo Walensky, Dylan Moore, Gwen Galvin, Benjamin Zazinski, Leonidas Connors, Evan Kaganov, Stephen Gadare, Owen Joff, and Reese Taylor. And special thanks go to our lead mentors and visiting artists, poets, and writers, Ashanti Campbell, Shane Collins, Jeff Cass, and the Barnes & Noble Writers for Writers Award recipient, poet and author, Marcelo Hernandez Castillo, and to the entire team at Blue Flower, we thank you.